What's up, Rockstars? I have some awesome 40K STLs for you, both on my mini factory and Patreon and elsewhere. We're going to dive into some really cool projects. What's up, Rockstars? Welcome to my favorite time of the year. Not because I have presents under the tree that are hopefully board games, minis, all that sort of cool awesome stuff. Or maybe nerd shirts, just like this Into the AM shirt right here. Link down, description below, save 10%. No, not just that. It's because I love the videos I get to do, the end of the year, looking forward to the next year videos where I get to distill down my top 10s. The reason I think this is important, I'll tell you right after we roll the logo. As always, these videos are brought to you by my sponsor of today's video, which is GameWorkCreate. They make some fantastic minis. They print them so great. If you see an STL anywhere that you like and you want printed, you can get it from them. Or if you just want something big and large, they have the capacity to build a whole battlefield full of terrain for you if you want. Or they have the latest and greatest stuff. For instance, from Archvillain Games, they have their sci-fi set here. That's some kind of space dwarf thing. I don't know. Maybe you could use that. Just saying. Anyway, they have a 35% off code for December. Go ahead and check out the link in the description below and see what they have for you. All right, moving on from that, we have some awesome deals. So, and these are all like pretty much, I think, updated for December. There's, I think, one that's about a little bit behind, but we'll go and talk about that. This is Zabavka Workshop. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to pronounce it. You just have to look at some of the cool stuff. And it's cool stuff it is. This is an ice theme that they have today. So they have these really cool ice toppers. So if you got like Space Wolf, something like that, that might be something that looks really cool for these bases. I've not seen any that had like icicles like this. I think that's super cool. Obviously, you get a whole lot of scatter terrain, you always do. And then they also have these containers, which are just always fantastic and themed. And they do a lot of that stuff. So, I mean, if you look down, you're going to see so many cool stuff that they've done besides just that. I mean, look at this one, guys. Come on. That is something Korn would love. I feel he would love that. And this was their last one, a Ruined Gothic castle set where they have terrain craters and magma bases and again, more scattered terrain, all sorts of cool stuff. Go ahead and check them out. Again, everything I'm showing will be down in the description below for your convenience. Crucible of Games. This is a fun one as well. As you can see, they do a wide variety of things. It's not just a little bit. This is just their welcome pack where you can get anything from tanks to these giant, you can see how big this is. Like, I mean, really giant space cannon stuff. This would be so cool on a battlefield. This is really what drew me to them, I think, is actually this. They have some other cool designs and then some things that'll fit in more or less depending on what you're going after. You can see these guys could fit in very well for, you know, some Ogren or something like that. Notice it says November. They are based on well, at least one of them, the main guy, is based in Kiev, Ukraine. So with Russia doing their stupid stuff over there, he's like losing power and water and, you know, phone coverage and all sorts of craziness. But he is able to kind of keep maintaining pace. It's just a little bit slower, but it's still making some great stuff, and you would still get this welcome pack too. So feel free to check that out as well. 3D art guy. I cannot believe I didn't share this last time with you when I was showing you the part 1 to this video series, which I will link down in the description below as well, so you can see more 40K style kind of minis that might work. Obviously, 3D art guy does a lot of things, but one of the things he does is a grim, dark, sci-fi thing pretty much all the time now, which is great. I don't think he used to do this, but he does now. As usual, when it comes to something that might be sci-fi, grim, dark, there is a company that very much likes to, like, you know, tell people to, you know, stop and don't do this, blah, blah, blah. So often that'll be locked, but you can kind of see what's going on here. Maybe you can see some of that. Obviously they do some other great work, and he does fantastic work. But as you can see, a ton of this, you know, like you can tell what this one is, right? This is obviously some kind of orcish thing. So feel free to check out some of his stuff, and you can look online to see a lot of his stuff. But as for the quality, this is all like legit. Like, I know these are renders, but they print out this good. Like, they are really good stuff, really high quality. He has some of the coolest looking. Maybe he shows even more here. Obviously, that one's pretty cool. It almost looks kind of Hellgas too. Yeah, you can kind of see some of the pictures here. Actually, I think I can show that to you at the very end of this. So let's go and take a quick look there. You can kind of peek at a few more, which would be kind of cool. Let's go and take a look there. Here's kind of the style. Here's kind of the attention to detail level that you'll get. He has some fantastic fantastic Warhammer dioramas, some 40K looking stuff. Still some Elden Ring in there. Just cool stuff. Definitely highly recommended. Next up, we have the Lelanian Industrial Complex. And this is a very cool, unique take on things. As you can see, you could definitely use this for a lot of things, like this guy right here. You could definitely use, I mean, you could pretty much use anything from this to your heart's content, and they do some great stuff. Here's the welcome pack you get. So you get these as a welcome pack, but then for the November, you had that. For October, you had some drones and stuff like that. There's one, like a Necron one I thought looked really neat, kind of a unique take on this. This is kind of Necron-ish, as you can see. So definitely some cool stuff, some bigger vehicle stuff is what you get here, which you don't often always get. So it's really nice when you can get that. Most people do characters and troops and stuff like that. So anytime you can kind of get some of these bigger items, some of these bigger things to kind of fill out maybe something you're trying to do, definitely recommended. And again, all this is linked down below. All right, we also have the Tesseract Tomb, and this is a fun one, of course. As you can see, some really cool stuff. Like, look at this. That's just fun. I love that. Some great terrain stuff, though. I mean, I could not get enough pipes for the life of me. These kind of floating jet bike things. Look, I recently got into the Adeptus Custodes, and I am in love with their bikes. So this kind of stuff, I really dig. I think that's awesome. Again, it's kind of cyberpunky, kind of sci-fi, very cool, and definitely usable for a lot of stuff. This is super cool. I dig this sort of stuff. Very almost Gene Stealer kind of stuff, the industrial stuff. Got some great bases. I love bases, guys. I think bases are fantastic. I cannot have enough bases. So yeah, definitely recommended. Check him out. He does a lot of that kind of very gritty stuff, maybe even some Mars-ish sort of stuff. Great terrain, though. I mean, really, really good looking stuff there. So feel free to check that out as well. Next up, we also have That Evil One, which is just a great name. You go right off the bat, the kind of the inspiration for a lot of this. But again, a unique take on it, and I really do appreciate that. I think that's great. As always, a lot of it is kind of hidden, but it's not all. So like here, for instance, you can see some of the, if it'll load, let's see, some of the minis here. You got some dead people. You always need dead people anytime you have humans in the sci-fi grim dark. But he has some more advanced units as well. Just a lot of stuff that you could use for a variety of things should you choose. And so again, very cool and kind of a different flavor of it, I would say. Last one I have here is Onmioji, which he's been doing some fantasy stuff lately, but he also does some really cool sci-fi stuff as well. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Like here's even some free, maybe some Necron-ish kind of things. Feel free to check this out, of course, and kind of see if this is something that you would be interested in. And it's free, so may as well. But if we go to see all posts, I'll show you a few others here that he has. Come on, load. Get back to where we were. Here we are. Okay, so he's been doing, I think, some Space Wolf stuff here recently, but you can see there's some swords with some chainsaws, maybe some little cherub things, all sorts of cool stuff that he'll be doing, which, again, highly recommended. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any other suggestions, if you haven't checked out part 1, check that out. And if there are others that you're kind of looking at, please do let everyone know down in the comments below so we can kind of just find some really cool stuff to print, guys. Make your tables look better, make your minis look better, flesh out that army, do what you gotta do to just enjoy this hobby space. It's expensive already. May as well get some cool custom stuff. Oh, and of course, don't forget to check out GameWorkCreate. They are linked down below. They can print anything you just saw, so feel free to check them out. And yeah, use that discount code while you're at it. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye.